Hello, I wanted to show you the landscaping for my Cypress passifera, my false cypress bonsai. When I decided I wanted to try my hand at bonsai, one of the first things I thought was where I would be able to find moss. I actually found moss by accident. I was in my backyard preparing to cut my grass, and I stepped off of the patio and into my yard, and my foot slipped. I really couldn't understand what I slipped in because it hadn't rained. So when I turned around and looked down, I had stepped in a patch of moss. I have so many varieties of moss growing in my backyard that I cannot identify them all. Um, this particular tree that I'm using, it was planted in my yard about 7 years ago, when I first bought my house. And when I first saw it, I said immediately, I knew right away that I wanted to put it in a pot, and so I could keep it with me. It was just so beautiful where it was sitting. At the time when I first got it, I believe it was about 3 years old. Um, I was trying to be very careful with it because I don't have a green thumb, and so I've been pretty fortunate with this tree as it is. It's gotten pretty big. I haven't trimmed it yet. I've been doing some styling. That's why that one branch is sticking so high up in the air. I need to trim it so I can get that conical shape. But one of the things I love about it is this triple trunk and the fractal branching that you see here in this huge canopy. I want it to sort of signify the cypress trees that you might see in a South Carolina swamp with the low hanging foliage as I have here. I also have some aerial roots going. But what I want to show you with this landscaping, it might be kind of hard to tell. I'll put my hand in here so you can get a kind of a range as to how big things are in the picture. So straight on, I have some carpet moss and some fern moss in there. And so what I did, I have some real small patches butted up against each other. And I found over the last year, by doing that, that's as far as that patch will grow. It's remained this real beautiful lush green color. Since I only have a couple of trees potted, I could spend quite a bit of time taking care of these two that I have. I have a sycamore maple potted as well, but that's outside. I'm going to go outside and show you some of the patches of moss that I have growing. I mean, some of the moss, I went into the city looking into Washington, D.C. looking for moss, but I won't do that again because when I brought the moss back home to clean it, it was filthy. Here, the only thing I have to contend with, of course, are bugs, mud, and worms and other little critters that might be in the moss. The only type of hair I have to contend with is the raccoon and possum hair. The moss that I got out of the city, man, it is just full of human hair, and it is disgusting. It's just not very clean. It did, however, come back to life. It wasn't the most beautiful variety of moss, but let's go in the backyard and I will show you what I have growing back there before the sun sets. I only have about 2 or 3 patches cleared, and I have some in a tray that's I'm going to use when I get ready to do another piece. But I love the way this one in particular came out. Let you get a good look around. So let's go outside right quick and I'll show you this few patches that I have. So here's the one sycamore maple that I have potted, and the different varieties of moss that I've used for that landscaping. I've had this tree, I had it in another pot, and I've had it for about a year now. Very, very young tree. It just started putting out these shoots. I'm not going to do anything else to it. I'm just going to let it be a tree for a little while before I try my hand at styling it. So I have some moss that in here that I haven't cleaned yet, that I've already cultivated. And here, earlier today, I was clearing a patch here. And I cleared this patch here, so I'll put my hand in the frame so you can see. Most of this is it appears to be a variety of fern. See if you can get up close on that. And earlier so down this whole walk, you really can't see all of it, but hidden under these clovers, there's just moss hidden all in there. I'm gonna leave it. I'm not gonna uncover all of it because it provides some shading. Over here I have this where I dry moss out once I cleaned it. So let's go down here. So all through here, there's moss all the way down this walkway here. Let me show you this patch. I have this patch down here. I cultivated this whole entire blank area, and I left some to see if it would grow back. This whole area here I used for landscaping. And here is a beautiful patch. And this, of course, is my sycamore maple. New shoots coming out. This is a red maple that I'm going to be turning into bonsai probably in a year or so. There's a cutting. That's my geranium. That thing's full of earthworms. And so I'm pretty new at this. I just started about a year ago. But I'll keep it going. I love it. It's a very relaxing hobby. I watch a lot of instructional videos online, and hopefully I'll continue to get better. I've had this tree outside all day. I brought it in so I could clean it, because there's so many things get blown into it. Like just from it being outside for one 8-hour spurt, it gets all types of trash and whatnot in it. Like here, for example, all kinds of whatnot gets blown into it. All right, so that's all I have for you, and For those of you that like bonsai, I hope that you're having success with your experiments. I'm trying to do something different. This isn't a tree that I've found to be used in bonsai, but I figure, I want to go down a different path with it and see what I can create.